Hi guys, this is Big Ideas and today we're gonna talk about Walt Disney. One of the most successful people in the entertainment business that we all know and love is none other than Walt Disney, the famous voice and creator of Mickey Mouse and the founder of Disneyland. The Walt Disney Company is the most well-known company in the history and the second largest broadcasting and cable company in the world, which is valued at $45.429 billion. There is no doubt that the phenomenal entertainment business has shaped the childhoods and pop culture of millions of people for years. So here are the top 5 lessons from Walt Disney for you to grab. Number 1 is to being a leader. A leader must be inspired by new ideas, innovative and always focused on his organization's goals. From my perspective, Walt Disney's leadership is signified in his incredible storytelling skill. Telling employees to do something is one thing, but to inspire them to action is another. Wondering how he inspired his employees? He went to an extent where he would tell them a story going into extreme detail and make it come alive for them. As a result, he will inspire his employees by making them a part of that story and eventually he will get more work done from them. Sounds smart, right? When he was teaching his animators on the story of Snow White, he indulged himself into the story by acting out the characters. He even did the voices and movements. Walt was a terrible animator, but he had a very unique ability to hire people more talented than he was. He focused and coordinated their attention towards a common goal. But he never just stopped by hiring them. He also knew his employees very well. He knew their capabilities, strength and didn't accept anything less than their best. He may not have been quick to compliment, but he was always clear about what he visualized and expected. Lesson number 2 is to develop high tolerance for risk. Walt believes that we need to keep moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things. We must stay curious and curiosity will lead us down to new paths, a belief which built the most fundamental foundation of his company. Throughout his career, he took huge number of risks. There were times that future of the entire Disney company hung on whether a venture was a success or a failure. Believe it or not, Walt even had to mortgage or sell his personal possessions just for his passion to make animated films, which had almost no possibilities of success during those days. As a matter of fact, in 1955, Disneyland was the biggest gamble in the history of American business. However, he did carefully weigh out both sides and made a decision for bold action. He struggled to find financing and his own family, including his business partner Roy Disney, who happens to be his elder brother, begged him to give it up. I mean, why would someone invest almost everything into something that had never been attempted? There is no clear picture or a blueprint to refer to. Here is the secret. At that time, nothing like Disneyland had ever been attempted. So there was a general agreement that it was impossible. But Walt pushed it forward anyway. If the company had failed, it would have collapsed. But today, the Disney theme parks bring in billions of revenue and millions of visitors each year. Lesson number 3 is to believe in yourself even when people think you are crazy. In Walt's opinion, when you believe in something, believe in it all the way with no doubts. Sometimes we might have an idea but we just kill those ideas by not telling anyone or even worse, procrastinating in the execution part. In Walt's career, he would pitch an idea to his brother Roy Disney. In the beginning, he will say no as he's not convinced with the idea. But Walt will continue anyway and Roy will eventually give in and get the project financed. Throughout his journey, he was told things that couldn't be done. He was told no one would sit through an animated film, especially feature films. He couldn't mix the animation with real life actors. Some told him the idea for a theme park would not work. Some even told him Mickey Mouse was a bad idea because a mouse will frighten women. But then he believed that impossible is a word of a small-minded person and not for him who dream big and prove them just because it hasn't been done before doesn't make it impossible to do. Well, there is a reason to believe in such a big dream and being so-called crazy. You know why? On the opening day of Disney World, just 5 years after Walt's death, someone remarked to the creative director Mike once that it was too bad Walt Disney didn't live to see this remarkable day. But once told him that he did see it and that is why it is here. Walt Disney used to say that money has been his biggest problem all his life. He has dreams but it takes a lot of money to make these dreams come true. Sales already have a bad reputation and it's just getting worse in these days. Despite those criticism behind sales and salesperson, Walt believes that dreams take money and money comes from selling. Actually, if you view sales from Walt's point of view, it is the most important skill you can master. When he was halfway through making Snow White, he ran out of money to finish the film and it was even termed as Disney's folly. He never backed up even when his own family begged him to give it up. And guess what? He personally traveled all around to meet different producers and showed the raw footage and convinced them to finish financing the film. Soon, Snow White became an instant success and ushered in the golden age of animation. Plus, to finance attractions at Disneyland, he persuaded the television studios to finance building the park in exchange for original Disney programming. Guess what the programming was? It was basically an advertisement for Disneyland. Exactly, he put his sales skills into action. The timing was right, and this genius plan not only financed the park, by the time it was open there were millions who couldn't wait to go. It proved to be one of the most successful media campaigns ever done, and it helped grow Disneyland into the international destination it remains today. Number 5 is being resilient. Resiliency is the ability to withstand or recover quickly from tough circumstances. The difference in winning and losing is most often not quitting, and he has always followed this saying. If you look at his journey, it took Walt almost 16 years to get the rights to make Mary Poppins, now considered one of the best films of those times. Believe or not, he was turned down 302 times when he was trying to finance Disneyland before striking a deal with the television studios. Imagine yourself being rejected for 302 times for an idea in which you have invested a lot of time, effort and money. For him, it's always about going forward no matter what. When you have such a burning desire to achieve something, you will never bother about getting rejected. Apart from that, he was fired from his first job ever at a newspaper firm for not being creative and innovative enough. And how he proved his creativity and innovative skills, he went on to own the same company. Now that's a whole new level of persistence that we all should admire. Walt faced many tough circumstances that would have made the average ones to give up. But he was not one of them, and he kept on pushing because he believed in himself and his dreams, giving him the resiliency to work hard and make them come true. Of all these things, what was the real secret to his success? He used to test his dreams and beliefs as well as taking risks without having no hesitations in the execution part. That's how you achieve your dreams. If Walt Disney, a man from a poor family with limited education, could create an entertainment empire from scratch, what is stopping you from dreaming just as big? Thanks for watching guys. If you want more inspiring lessons from big ideas, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.